What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about silver and also a little bit of gold, and I wanted to stress the importance of supporting your local coin shop. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos, subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos, go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. Use promo code FLASH for a 10% discount. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts, and a whole lot more. You can actually watch tomorrow's video right now if you want to, and I just posted a brand new vlog. And of course, make sure to go and get your 6 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. If you refer one friend in the next 2 weeks, they're going to give you up to 100 free random stocks. And if you refer 2 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you either a free share of Starbucks, Apple, or Google. Everything will be linked in the description. So today is Saturday, May 21st, 2022. Believe it or not, it's Tuesday the 17th as I'm filming the video, which means I have no idea what the spot price of silver or gold will be by the time this video drops. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. Alright, so in today's video, I wanted to talk about a couple of different things. I wanted to talk about supporting your local coin shop and why I believe it's so important. We're going to have to save that for a couple of minutes, though, because at first, I wanted to talk about something that I stumbled upon on social media a couple of days ago. And this was actually kind of interesting, and I just had a conversation with somebody maybe 15 minutes back about this very topic. So for those of you who do not know, I am not that big of a fan of social media. I spend as little time as possible on it. My primary objective when I go on social media is to get off as quickly as possible. I don't like social media. It's just not fun for me, and I spend 0 time on there. I do have a Twitter and an Instagram, though. It's at Mykie DYDSS. I use it as a tool. You're more than welcome to connect with me over there. And just recently, I created a TikTok, so you're more than welcome to follow me there as well. It's at Mykie DYDSS. On all of them, that's MYKIEDYDSS. But I was on social media a couple of days ago, and I stumbled upon this event that was taking place, referred to as the Silver Raid. Some of you might know what I'm talking about, some of you might not know what I'm talking about. In conclusion, to my understanding, I believe these silver raids are something that comes from a Reddit community that talks about silver. They pick random days throughout the year for everyone to just rally into silver, like all at the same time or within the same time frame, hoping to force the price of silver up. To my understanding, I think that's what it's about. I've never participated in this. I have received a handful of comments over the last couple of years from people within this community inviting me to participate, but it's not something that I've ever participated in, mainly because if they want the spot price to be forced up, it kind of goes against what makes the most sense for me, because I prefer the spot price to be as low as possible. I've been consistent about that for the last 4.5 years. I like the red days more than the green days. So it's not really something that I'm really for, but at the same time, it's not really anything that I'm against either. I'm a bigger believer in personal liberty than anything else, so I say, if someone wants to raid, let them raid. Go for it. Get some for the 2 of us, except you can keep it. That's perfectly fine with me. I'm not one of those anti-raid people. It doesn't really matter to me. That's just something that I was reading about a couple of days ago. But then a few moments ago, I was just having this conversation with somebody about the anti-silver raid thing, and apparently there's a bunch of people that are highly, highly, highly against it, and they tell people not to raid because of whatever their beliefs are. I don't really know. I don't pay attention to what other people are saying. This was just a conversation that I had with somebody else, but I thought it was pretty interesting, and like I said before, I prefer the red days. I don't want to force the spot price of silver up. I would rather it stay as low as possible for as long as possible because I'm still in acquisition mode. If I were to force the spot price of silver up to, let's just say, $35 an ounce, I wouldn't have nearly as enjoyable of a visit to my local coin shop upon my next silver pickup as I would, let's just say today, when the spot price is $21, $22. Imagine factoring in a premium at $21, $22 and then factoring in a premium at $35. You have any idea how much more expensive it would be at that point? Now, there are a lot of people who are ready to cash out and eager to cash out. Maybe they jumped in to make a quick buck, or maybe they've been in for a while and they're ready to head out and they want the spot price of silver to go up so that they can cash out. I understand that. I'm on the other end, though, where I don't want to get rid of my silver. I actually want to get a whole lot more of it. So for me, it makes more sense for the spot price to be low. Not that I have control over whether spot price is up or down or whether premiums are up or down, but if I got to pick, I would choose red over green. That's just me. And what's funny about that is this conversation that I just had with somebody reminded me of this really absurd comment that I had received probably like a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago at this point. And this comment is one of the main reasons why I've scaled back on some of my prepping videos, and I stick to way more stacking videos than prepping videos. And it's unfortunate because I like posting prepping videos, but it seems as though every time I do, it kind of attracts the wrong crowd. It attracts people that are, I don't know what the word is, but they have these very, very, very irrational points of view, or it seems as though the way that they think doesn't align with reality, and I kind of want to keep my distance from that for obvious reasons. But this comment that I had received from somebody said something along the lines of that I am paid by these big precious metal dealing websites and by making these videos, I'm pumping silver. And that's something that I never understood because I've been, like I said, consistent over the last 4.5 years. Why would I want to pump silver up? I say it in almost every video that I prefer when silver's down. I enjoy the red days over the green days because I'm in acquisition mode. I don't want the spot price to go up. It broke my heart when we went over $20 2 years ago because I wasn't ready for that to happen. I wanted silver to be in the teens. I still want silver in the teens. If silver can go back down to $19, $18, $17, I would throw a friggin' pizza party. I'm not pumping up silver. I don't want silver to be pumped up. That's just me. And also, on the other hand, saying that I'm paid by the big online precious metal dealing websites, that obviously could not be further from the truth because, especially for you recent viewers, how many times have I said in my recent videos over the last year, let's just say, screw the online precious metal dealing websites, support your local coin shop. I've been saying that for the longest time. I don't even know how long I've been saying that for, but I always encourage people to shop locally and support small businesses. I say, don't even worry about these big online precious metal dealing websites. They make over $100 million a year. They have an international customer base. Meanwhile, the mom and pop shop, family-owned coin shop in your town or in the neighboring town or whatever is struggling to stay afloat, and they need our support now more than ever. I've been saying that for the longest time. So no, just to clarify, I've never been paid by any online precious metal dealing website. I have, however, been reached out to by 2, maybe 3 that were interested in a partnership or a sponsorship or one of those quote-unquote brand ambassador programs, which, by the way, if you ever hear somebody say brand ambassador, it just means that they're doing marketing for the company, social media marketing or promotion or whatever. They're a paid sponsor, basically. That's what that means. It's just a euphemism. But I've been reached out to by a couple of these companies, and you might think that somebody that makes videos about silver and gold every day, does that not make sense? Because that's always been the thing. I've been reached out to by other companies as well, companies that I was not familiar with, saying, hey, we're interested in what you're doing over there. We want to see if you're willing to promote our products and have some type of a deal, maybe a brand deal, a reoccurring brand deal, or a long-term or a short-term sponsorship or partnership or whatever the case may be. And to this day, in the history of this channel, I have not one time accepted a sponsorship. It's not because I'm anti-sponsorship. I'm actually very, very pro-sponsorship, and a sponsor would be fantastic. The only reason I've declined is because they haven't made sense. It has to be a company that I'm familiar with, a company that I already use their products, a company that I already recommend to my friends and my family. That's something that would make sense. So, Berkey, Jackery, Solo Stove, Nesco, if you're listening, hit me up. Other than that, if a company reaches out to me and says, hey, let's do a sponsorship, let's get some contract going, and I've never used their products before, it just doesn't make sense, and I wouldn't want to do that. You might be thinking, that makes perfect sense. But what about the precious metal dealing websites? That makes absolute 100% sense. Why would you decline that? The idea just doesn't sit right with me, promoting a precious metal dealing website when I've spent all of this time saying support your local coin shop, support your local coin shop, support your local coin shop. They need our support more than these multi-million dollar websites. For me to just flip-flop for a paycheck, to me just doesn't make sense, and that's not something that I'd want to do. That's not something that I'm willing to do, and it's not something that I would do. I would accept a sponsorship, depending on whether or not it makes sense, but I don't really like the idea of being paid to talk about silver by a silver company. To me, that just seems a little weird. I don't know if I really like the idea of that. How do you know if somebody's being authentic or not, if there's some financial incentive? I don't know. That's just me. That's just my own personal opinion. That's just my own personal experience. But I wanted to move a little bit more in the direction of supporting your local coin shop. Now, like I said before, I have not once accepted a sponsor from anybody. I am self-sponsored. We do have the Support Your LCS t-shirts and hoodies in the DYDSS store. If you'd like to support the channel in that way, there are a ton of other products as well. A lot of the products are raising some funds and awareness for different charity organizations, by the way. Some of them are military related. Some of them are about, cleaning up the oceans. Some of them about suicide prevention. So there are a lot of different charities for a lot of different reasons, and I have a lot of the DYDSS products linked to those, so a portion of the proceeds automatically get donated to some of those organizations. So if you're interested in any DYDSS products, the DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Again, self-sponsored. And in addition to that, just to throw this out there as an example of being self-sponsored, I have the VIP Club. That's not something that I'm sponsored by. That's something that I created for us within the community. So that's something separate. The link will also be in the description. And as I always say at the beginning of my videos when I talk about Webull, that's not a sponsorship either, just for the record. The only reason I get free stocks for referring people is because that's what the app allows you to do. You can go and do the same exact thing. You can go and get the same amount of free shares as I do. You can go and get more. That's not a sponsorship. That's just an app that I use, and they happen to have some refer a friend promo. But in addition to that, I wanted to talk about the support your local coin shop concept. This is something that I've been running with for the longest time, and I remember when I first got started stacking silver back in December of 2017. My very first piece of silver that I had ever picked up was from my local coin shop. Didn't know what I was doing, didn't really know much about silver, didn't really know much about gold. All I knew was that I had spent a couple of weeks doing some research, and I had learned about silver a couple of years prior, I think maybe 2015 or early 2016, but late 2017 is when I actually decided to pull the trigger and actually go and get myself my very first piece of silver. And before I went and did that, I remember watching some videos and reading some articles and looking at some charts and graphs and just crunching the numbers and figuring out what makes the most sense, or did I want to get more into coins, or like what was I really doing, and how would I go about getting started, and what do I really want to accomplish? What are my goals if I were to actually dive into this? And once I figured that out, I made my way over to the local coin shop and I picked myself up my very first silver round. Then I went back, I think maybe the following week, and I picked up a couple more silver rounds, and then I kind of got in the habit of ordering some silver rounds online, just random designs I didn't know what I was going to get. And all into 2018, I would say it was probably about 50-50. I would get roughly half of my silver from the local coin shop and roughly the other half from online precious metal dealing websites. I didn't really think anything of it. I was just getting silver. That was the only thing that was on my mind, getting silver by any means necessary. And I remember receiving comments back then in 2018 when I was brand new to stacking from people saying, "What's wrong with you? Why are you supporting these websites? Why don't you get it all from the local coin shop? You're going there anyway. You should get all of it or most of it from the coin shop." And I remember saying, I was like, "Listen, man, I live in New Jersey. New Jersey is expensive. Running a business in New Jersey is expensive. If you want to run a business in New Jersey, you're going to have really no choice but to overcharge." And that's just kind of the way it was. So technically back in 2018, premiums were higher at my local coin shop than they were online. Nowadays, shoe is on the other foot. It's the other way now. But then 2019 happened, and it was pretty much the same thing for me, maybe about 50-50 or 60-40, I don't know. Then 2020 happened. And my local coin shop was unfortunately considered a non-essential business. So guess what? They had to shut down. And how long did they shut down for? At least 8, 9, maybe 10 months, maybe longer. So my ability to support my local coin shop was taken away from me. My ability to shop locally was taken away from me. My ability to get silver in person, cash transactions, was taken away from me. And I had no choice but to acquire my silver from these online precious metal dealing websites. So I went that entire year of ordering silver online. I wasn't really happy about it, because that was the year that I really started to understand the importance of supporting small businesses. But like I said, I didn't have the ability to support a small business because they weren't even friggin' open. But when they did open back up, it was either at the end of the year or early 2021. I don't remember exactly. I just remember it was the winter. That's when I made my way back in. And ever since then, I have been doing everything in my power to order as little silver online as possible. I get a majority of my silver from the local coin shop. Again, hashtag support your LCS. If you don't want anybody knowing what LCS stands for, let them know it stands for locally canned soup. Then just walk away. Let them figure it out. But that's when I really started to vocally say, support your local coin shop. That's when I really started to get back in the habit of shopping locally. And it's not just with precious metals nowadays. I try to do the same thing when it comes to food as well. Sure, I order food online. Sure, I go to, large, giant companies to go grocery shopping. But I try to shop locally, and I try to support as many small businesses as I can, whether it's precious metals or whether it's not. Because now I understand the importance. And as a small business myself, I know and I appreciate when my small business is being supported, so I try to return the favor. It only makes sense. But when it comes to the local coin shop, like I said, now more than ever, they need our support. Now more than ever, I believe we should be making ourselves known at the local coin shop. I think you should know the people who work at the coin shop by face or preferably by name. I think you should be very familiar with them. I think that there should be a relationship, a friendship there. You got to be familiar with one another. Because if they're seeing that you're supporting them now, and you've been supporting them for a while, and you're continuing to support them into the future, when the tables turn, if and when you ever become the seller, not the buyer, that makes them the buyer, not the seller. And if you spent the last couple of years or however long supporting them and what they have going on and being a loyal customer to them and giving them your business, when the shoe's on the other foot, you're going to stand a far better chance of getting, let's just say, some of the premium back. And hopefully at that point, spot price is higher anyway. So even if you do sell it at spot, you're still getting more currency than you put in if you want to look at it from that angle. I try not to worry about currency. Once I put currency into money, I completely disregard the currency. But God forbid, knock on wood, if something were to ever happen and I had no choice but to sell, at the very least, I know that number one, my average cost is several dollars lower than what the spot price even is, but I'm pretty confident that I'd be able to part ways with the stack and get a little bit higher of a premium than the average Joe just randomly walking in with coins that he got from a deceased family member being like, "Hey, I don't know what these are, but I need some cash. Give me the cash." I'm pretty sure me being a loyal, long-time customer would help me out in that area. I'm pretty sure they would give me more over spot than they would give that guy. And I fully believe that that would be the case at most local coin shops. If, of course, you are a regular customer, you've been showing your face and giving your support for years, and you've been consistent. You know them, they know you. I personally believe, as a small business myself, if I have the you scratch my back, I scratch yours mentality, I believe that a lot of other small businesses have the same mentality. Obviously, not every single one will, but I believe most do. And not for nothing, but the premiums at the local coin shop are actually better than from these online precious metal dealing websites nowadays, which is an even bigger incentive to shop locally. I get the satisfaction of supporting a small business, I get a better bang for my buck, and I know that when the tables turn, and if I ever had to part ways with a portion of my stack and I head to the local coin shop, they know who I am. They know my face, they know my name, they're familiar with what I have going on. We've had dozens upon dozens upon dozens of conversations over the years. Some about silver and gold, some about other things. And there's a friendship there. But these are the questions that you're going to want to ask your coin shop ahead of time. You want to know, or you want to ask, hypothetically, if I were to part ways with some of my silver or some of my gold today. Like, for example, let's just say you walk in, spot price is $22, the average premium is about $4, so the out the door price tag is $26. With that being the case, what if you brought a troy ounce of silver into them? You're probably not going to get $26, but what would you get? Would you get 24, 23, 22? Would you get spot? Would they offer you below spot? Hope to God they wouldn't do that. If your local coin shop ever says they'd give you under spot, go to a different coin shop. But these are the questions that you want to ask now. You want to familiarize yourself with how they go about buying silver off of people. Because if you go in there as a customer and you've only ever gone in there as a customer, that's all you're going to know. You're only going to know how they do business from a seller's perspective. But what about from a buyer's perspective? How much of a premium would they give you? Would they give you a premium at all? How much cash would they be able to fork over? Could they afford you walking in with a wheelbarrow full of thousands of troy ounces of silver? Would they have the currency to do that? Would they have the currency to even be able to afford writing you a check? These are the questions that you want to ask now. There's a difference between some random guy going in with 4 troy ounces of silver being like, hey, I need a little bit of cash. I'm short on one of my bills this month, and I need about $100 or so. There's a difference between doing that and surprising them by saying, hey, I want to get rid of my entire stack of 3,000 ounces of silver, and I'm trying to do it before you close. There's a big difference. So you want to familiarize yourself with their strategies and what they're capable of and what they can afford. These are the questions that you want to ask now. So next time you go on in to support your local coin shop, I encourage you to ask some of these hypothetical questions. Not because you're looking to sell, not because you want to sell, or not because you ever plan on selling. It's just a good thing to know. In the event of an emergency, you're going to want a game plan. You're going to want to have an exit strategy, even if you're someone like me and you're willing to do everything in your power to never resort to that exit strategy. Sometimes in life happens. Surprise, surprise. So you want to have a little bit of a game plan. You want to have a little bit of a strategy now. That way, if, God forbid, knock on wood, something were to happen, you would know what steps need to be taken. I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to the silver raid, is that something that you participate in? Is that something that you've ever even heard of before? Is that something you're for? Is it something you're against? Would you rather spot price go up? Would you rather spot price go down, at least in the short term? Head on down to the comments and let me know. When it comes to sponsorships, let me know your thoughts on that right there. And of course, most importantly, what are your thoughts on supporting the local coin shop? Head on down to the comments and let me know. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs in a bunch of different designs. And a lot of the products are helping us raise some funds and awareness for different charity organizations, by the way. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Use promo code FLASH for a 10% discount this weekend only. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is where I do giveaways every single month, live streams multiple times a week, deal alerts on silver and gold almost every single day. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. You can watch Sunday's video right now if you want to, and every Saturday morning I post a brand new vlog. I just posted one this morning, and you're definitely going to want to go and watch that. And there are a ton of other perks as well, by the way. VIP Club link in the description. I guarantee you the value exceeds the cost. And of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your 6 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Normally it's 2 free stocks. They bumped it up to 6 for a limited time only, so capitalize on that while you can. Deposit any amount. It could be as little as a penny and it still works. You still get your free stocks. I know, because that's what I did. If you refer one friend to the app in the next 2 to 3 weeks, they're going to give you up to 100 free random stocks for the referral. This is part of their advertising budget. Rather than wasting currency on billboards and TV commercials, they reward their users for helping them build their app with them. And of course, if you refer 2 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you either a free share of Starbucks, Apple, or Google. It's random. You get what you get and you don't get upset, but you win no matter what because you're still getting something out of it. Don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. They're free. Then just sell them. Congratulations. Now you have the cash to go and get you some silver or maybe some gold if that's what you want. Webull link in the description. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? I understand it was a little bit scattered, probably wasn't overly organized, it wasn't intended to be. I just wanted to run through a couple of different things. But when it comes to the silver raid, is it something that you agree with? Is it something that you disagree with it? Have you ever participated in that, or have you maybe never even heard of that before? When it comes to spot price going up or spot price going down, which would you prefer in the short term? And then, of course, when it comes to supporting your local coin shop, do you agree with me and my reasons behind why I support the LCS as much as I do? Or do you get a majority of your silver online? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.